Evidence number 02 closed with a promise. We hadn't run a second full pass on trailer 2 yet, and if trailer 1 had this much sitting in the gaps, trailer 2 almost certainly did too. This is that pass. Same rule as always, real frame or it doesn't go in the file. Same fix applied up front this time instead of learn the hard way. Every timestamp in this file was checked against a full second-by-second ground truth decode before a single clip window got set. 8 new details, confirmed this pass. Reopening the file. A convenience store transaction shot carries more world building than it needed to for a half-second cutaway. The cash register itself is branded, O&O, with a legible phone number, 305-555-0145, taped to the drawer. A 420 sticker sits next to a lighter on the counter, and a small dog in a bandana sits behind the register like it owns the place. Full frame, unambiguous, a real in-fiction storefront with its own branded hardware and a working format phone number. 305 is Miami's real-world area code, kept in fiction without alteration, consistent with how this series has handled area codes for 2 decades. Minor detail, filed anyway, that's the whole premise of this channel. A public beachfront gym shot holds on a shirtless man bench pressing weight plates branded GAINZ, bold lettering, and it's not a one-off texture, the brand name is stamped on multiple plates in the same shot, the loaded bar and a spare plate resting nearby, all matching. Confirms outdoor public gyms are a real, populated location type in Leonida, with their own in-fiction equipment branding, the same texture-building instinct already visible in the beach and fitness culture material catalogued elsewhere. Small brand, real brand. A dim interior confrontation shows an older man in a white shirt with a visible badge on a neck lanyard, speaking closely to a man with his back to camera. The room reads as an office or back room, not a street stop, and the badge shape and color, a gold-toned shield, is clearly rendered despite the low lighting. We're not naming this character or the nature of the confrontation on screen, the frame alone doesn't establish whether this is a real detective, a corrupt one, or a costume, and guessing would break this channel's own rule. What's confirmed, a deliberate, staged law enforcement confrontation scene, distinct from every uniformed cruiser shot already catalogued. 2 men on a sunlit plaza, one shows the other his phone. The man holding the phone wears a teal and pink football jersey reading Manatees, number 10, swoosh-style logo on the sleeves. Full team name and number legible, consistent athletic brand styling on the sleeve logo. A named in-fiction sports franchise, Manatees are a real, specifically Florida animal, a clean, on-theme parody name in the tradition of this series' fictional sports teams, the Liberty City Saints and the rest. Worth tracking for any stadium or broadcast content in future trailers. A struggle plays out on the exterior of a small aircraft mid-flight, 2 figures grappling near the landing gear, city skyline visible below through haze. Full-frame action shot, unambiguous aircraft geometry, wheel and wing strut both confirmed. This cuts immediately after the Manatees jersey shot in the trailer's own edit, likely just fast trailer pacing, not a narrative connection, so we're not claiming one. What's confirmed either way, at least one aerial stunt set piece exists in the marketing cut beyond the helicopter and jet ski material already on file. A close, intimate frame shows 2 characters in low blue light, faces close together, one leaning down toward the other, tender, not tense. The character models are consistent with the game's 2 announced protagonists, but this is a tight close-up crop, so we're labeling the exact identity unconfirmed rather than assuming it. What we'll say, this reads as a real relationship beat between the leads, distinct from every other protagonist shot catalogued so far, all of which are action or crime-focused. The only unambiguously quiet, personal moment found across either trailer. This one updates the file instead of opening a new line. Evidence number 01 caught the Phil's Ammu-Nation footage and correctly called it a TV in-frame shot, but a wider shot here reveals the full framing device. That same footage is being watched on a TV inside a lakeside living room, a PS4 controller and 2 beer bottles and flip-flops on the table in front of the screen, a dock and open water visible through the window behind it. Same signage, same figures already confirmed, this just adds the room around it. It's specifically framed as something a character is watching at home, the same structural trick as the social feed posts already catalogued in evidence number 01 and number 02, just on a television instead of a phone. A two-shot inside a car at dusk shows a woman driving, visually consistent with Lucia, a man in the passenger seat. Through the rear window, a lit storefront sign reads Watkins, fully legible. The sign is a clean confirm, a new business name for the map catalog, not previously flagged anywhere we could find. The driver's identity we're labeling inference, not confirmed. If a future frame-by-frame pass matches this face against her other appearances, this becomes a rare shot of Lucia driving rather than being driven, and we'll come back and update this file when it does. None of this was a leak or a deleted scene, same as last time, it was sitting in the same trailer file, in the gaps between the shots everyone already screenshots. A branded register with a real area code. A named beach gym. A staged badge confrontation we're not putting a name to. A named sports franchise. A stunt nobody catalogued. The only quiet, human beat in either trailer. A wider frame that finally explains evidence number 01's Ammu-Nation shot. And a new business name on a sign nobody read. 2 trailers, 2 full passes each, and the count keeps climbing. That should tell you something about how much 4 minutes of footage can hide when nobody's rushing the frame count. That's both trailers, 2 full passes each, 28 pieces of evidence on file. The next pass isn't a trailer at all, it's the individual character clips Rockstar's put out since, checked frame by frame the same way. If you've already spotted something in those we haven't mentioned, exact timestamp in the comments. Subscribe if you want to be there when that file opens.